Monday, January 26th, so let's play the Collector Booster Box game for Lorwyn Eclipsed. Is it worth it to buy these booster boxes for $400? Oh God, $400 for 12 booster packs of Standard. It's not even Universes Beyond. So is it worth $400? Well, the full set launch was last Friday, meaning pre-sale prices ended and had the full weekend to start to stabilize. So no, there's no freaking way that this is worth $400 because we're opening it after the pre-sale period. And that's also why you don't buy during the pre-sale period. But guess what? I don't care because I love Lorwyn. I love this set. And I am going to open up this box, guess prices, and ramble in a really awkward and embarrassing manner about how much I love Lorwyn.
Huge savings!
Whoa, what's that? Oh my gosh, it's MacroProf, king of the deals for Micro Center.
Oh, LED 77-inch TV for $1399.99.
Wow, the awakening of Micro Center's greatest defender must mean there are too many bad deals in personal electronics.
Graphics cards too expensive, but I smell good deals at Micro Center.
Did you know MacroProf feeds off of consumer savings? Like the great deals from all 30 Micro Center stores located all over the country. Give us more good deals, MacroProf.
Yeah, a Dell 24-inch monitor for $129.99.
Yes, MacroProf, more savings.
You know I have a name, right? It's very de-giantizing that you keep calling me MacroProf.
Oh, whoa, my bad. I didn't even know you had a name.
Yeah, well, I do have a name, and it's Billy. And Billy was just going down to Micro Center to buy a Play Booster box of Lorwyn for $129.99 to draft with my boys in the ocean.
Oh, cool. That's actually under MSRP.
Yeah, it's a good deal. So, can I get on with my business now without you all up in my business?
Yeah, whatever, as you were.
I'm going to get a Lorwyn Eclipsed Collector Booster box for $323.99.
I'm sorry, they're $323 at Micro Center? I paid $400 for mine.
I'm drafting with my boys.
I should have gone to Micro Center, but they don't have one in Portland. So what am I supposed to do? Micro Center, answer me that. Okay, I've got my classic SIG River Guide Lorwyn playmat. We've been using this in some of the videos, and I guess this is going to be the last video I get to use it in for a while because we're at the end of Lorwyn content because we're moving on to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I promise you, I only have one thing to say about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles this entire video. I'm not going to talk about the cards appearing in the pre-release packs. Don't worry, none of that. I just want to open with a question about it, and then I want to talk Lorwyn, what I love about Lorwyn, some issues that may have happened in Lorwyn that you may not have noticed. We're focusing on positivity here, and wow, this is sealed tight. Okay, so these are about $400 each. We've got the exact amount that they're selling for right now on screen that we got to hit is $400, I believe. Come on. Okay, well, at least for $400 you get good plastic wrap. But the question I want to ask before I enter pack one, and it's the only thing, and I swear, no Universes Beyond bad mouthing. I'm not getting into that here because this is love of Lorwyn and some fair, from a loving standpoint, criticism of some things I noticed in the set, some things I want to talk about. But the question is simply this, because it's going to lead into my Lorwyn critique, both good and bad. I want you to be honest. I want you to really think about this. If you had the button that you could push that could make it so that instead of the next set being Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Instead of the next set being Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, you push this button, and the next set is another set in Lorwyn, making it a 2-set block, not a 3-set block like we used to do. I'm not proposing a full year in Lorwyn. I'm saying this should have maybe been 2 sets in Lorwyn, maybe one focusing on Lorwyn, one focusing on Shadowmoor, or vice versa. That's my initial pitch. But either way, would you trade Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? It doesn't get delayed, it's gone. We go Lorwyn into Lorwyn Part 2, a second set in Lorwyn, or are you satisfied with this as a standalone set, or you wouldn't give up Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, whatever? Let me know in the comments below. I'm going to open up this pack here and guess prices, and then I'm going to chat Lorwyn. I might skip some prices, but let me know that answer, and then I'm going to tell you, without talking about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, some reasons why I do think we should have had 2 Lorwyn sets here, and maybe that we should evaluate whether or not we can have, not as a regular locked-in, written-in-stone thing, but occasionally, from time to time, 2-set blocks, staying on a plane for 2 sets. Duskmorn should have been that way, but we'll get to Duskmorn in a minute. All right. So, as always, I'm not going to show prices for commons. Only on this first pack, editor, show us why. Because even in foil, even with beautiful, oh my god, that Evolving Wilds, popping in foil. And by the way, every set's different. Some you open it up, it's potato chips. The commons are always the thing that's a sure sign of issues with foiling. That is some flat, not Pringled, beautiful Evolving Wilds. Look at that sparkle, baby. Look at that. But look at that price, There we go. There may be some uncommons. It does change. I know there's a couple that might be worth more than $2, and so we'll keep an eye out for that. But in all future packs, we're going to just go to the uncommons. We don't need to show prices on the uncommons unless they're worth more than $2. That is freaking gorgeous. I'm guessing that is not $2, though, even in alternate art and foil, right? That's like $1. It should be $2, but it's $1. It's $1. It's got to be $1. If it's less than $1, that sucks. This is definitely not a $2 uncommon. All right, nor this. I forget which one. There's 1 or 2. Editor, so that people know what to look for. What are the uncommons that we might be keeping an eye out for that are worth $2 or more as of the recording of this video, which is Monday after launch, which is where prices are. All right. So we're only showing prices on future uncommons if they're worth more. We'll always show the price on the full art land, which I always say that should be $2. Sadly, it is not. And then here we go, Sig's Command, my very first foil rare of the collector booster box game. This one right here. I have a special Commander episode. I don't guest on a lot of Commander shows because of time constraints, but I've been invited to a very special show that I haven't been invited to before, and I'm gonna bling out my Sig deck. Bling it out. People are saying, what from the set? There's a lot of Merfolk. They're not all good, and they're not all Commander. Even some good ones aren't Commander good. They're for, other formats. What are you putting in your Scholar of the Seas, my favorite Commander deck ever? And I'm putting this in now. I see a little spot here. Will that wipe off? Please, editor, zoom in. Please tell me that spot comes off. Oh, it does. It was just a little dander. All right. There's no chance on earth that it's $5. No chance. But it should be. But it isn't. But it's a Mass of Mysteries. Ooh. Cool Commander. 5-color. We're not sick of 5-color Commanders, are we? Let's say this one is probably $350? Could be more. Mirror Mind Crown. I love artifacts like this. But this one is definitely, we're lucky if we hit that $225 range. Ah! The Overgrown Tomb. Beautiful. And what a great... Oh, wow. And I know the prices have tanked, but I do not care. Welcome to Shadowmoor, baby. Look at that. All right. $5. There was a time when these were $10, $15, $20. I wish they were again. Probably $5. Now the question is, oh my God. So I have to put this goes in Scholar of the Seas as well. 2 Scholar of the Seas cards. But do I show the Lorwyn side? Oh, it's beautiful. But since I'm playing Scholar of the Seas, and it's a positive one, I'll be showing the Lorwyn. So I got 2 cards. Okay, so what's the difference in price is the question between the Overgrown Tomb and the Hallowed Fountain. I say $5. Foil? Come on, it's still got to be 15 in foil. It's not, it's 10. Show me 510. That's the way we do our math. 510. I got 2 cards for my special commander deck, for my special invite blinged out one. Now, I asked the question about Ninja Turtles, but I asked my friend the question when we were in the game store and they had the beautiful Ristic Study with the Merfolk artwork, but it wasn't foil, and I'm looking to bling out my deck because it's not blinged out at all. And I'm like, if I'm blinging it out, I want that Ristic Study with the Merfolk. Do I go foil? And we were debating, am I a foil bling out person or do I do like it's non-foil? That's the whole deck is non-foil. I think we're going full bling. I think I can't support my local game store, Total Games in Portland, Oregon. Go check them out if you're in the neighborhood. But it was a non-foil Ristic Study with the Merfolk. And I guess now that I have these, I gotta look at them again. I gotta look at it again. Wow, my first pack. I love this set so much. Is its power level, you know, like I guess Avatar or Final Fantasy pushed? No, and it doesn't need to be. This is a beautiful, wonderful Magic set. Pre-release was so much fun. Please know that your local game store is also probably running a sealed event on the weekend. You can check for that. So that's kind of like pre-release after pre-release. If you enjoyed it, check out if they have any sealed events going, and check out if they have any drafts, because when you draft Lorwyn, you're not going to get anything but Lorwyn and a beautiful island that should be $2. And Grub, the storied matriarch, into Grub, the notorious auntie. In order for me to talk, I'm not gonna, for the time being, guess prices unless I see anything like, whoa, I got something really big here and I wanna guess. We'll do some more guesses as we go and we can see where I think we're at in terms of packs. So the editor has already shown the price there and showing the prices on Tread Tiller. Creepy, that's some creepy, almost Duskmourn art. And speaking of Duskmourn, another set I think should have been 2 sets in. My answer to the question is that we really should have 2 set blocks from time to time. It should not be anything where they make promises like once every other year. It should just be when appropriate. And when appropriate has to do with 2 main factors. And these are factors that Wizards has largely ignored lately, in my opinion. They are factors of story, whether the story should encompass it, and plane, whether this is a plane that deserves to have 2 sets set there back to back. A great example of this is Ravnica. When we were at Ravnica for, they used Guild in it too. Guild Pact. No, that's the other one. Oh, there's too much Guild in it. You know what I mean. The preluding Ravnica Allegiance. I guess that didn't use Guild in it. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. Prelude to War of the Spark. You do 5 guilds in 1 box. That's how Ravnica has always been. And then the 3rd set is a way that you work in all the 10 guilds. And it doesn't work very well, as we saw with Murders at Markov Manor, if you just have 1 set on Ravnica. Ravnica requires 2 sets. 5 guilds in set 1, 5 guilds in the next one. Now, Strixhaven works as a standalone. Ooh, the Reaper King no more. Probably my favorite non-Merfolk art in the set. It's one of them. I know there's a lot. One of them, Figure of Fable. I wish it was worth more than $250, but it's not. Ashling Rekindle. Again, I shouldn't be guessing prices. The reason why Strixhaven worked as a standalone set is because there were only 5 schools at Strixhaven that the set focused on, not 10, like the 10 racers in Aetherdrift, which was another set, even if you were okay with the setting, that had a lot of issues. Name all 10 of the teams. Did they get properly explored? and their personalities and captains and motivations and all of that stuff in the set. I would argue even for fans, if you're like, I loved Aether Drift. I loved it. You would say, but yeah, wow, 10 teams? No, maybe if there had been 5 teams, we could have explored it better. So that's just one example, and there are many other factors of why you look at it. In Lorwyn, it's not a case so much of 2-color team-ups, though when you look at how many of the different creature types and races of Lorwyn there are, you start to say, yeah, maybe we should focus on these in one set and these in another. Because there has been a lot of talk about we didn't get as much attention to all of our favorite fairies and giants and tree folk. We're the tree folk in Lorwyn, and if we had done 2 sets, we could have developed what is going on with these races and these tribes in the set more. And we just weren't able to do that because it's just one set. Oh my God. Beautiful, beautiful art. I don't believe, even though it's a mythic, that Lochmere is really up there. And I'm going to say that this is only a humble $3 mythic. Selfless Safe Right, beautiful. I also feel that thematically, the idea of we've got 2 worlds. Now, I know that the idea here is that we tried to combine the 2 in the narrative, and that's very interesting, but we still could have had a Lorwyn-focused set and then a Shadowmoor-focused set, a day and a night focused idea. It's a plane we haven't been to in 20 years. We can spend 2 sets there. Now, building on this, and now Duskmourn was another example of it, was just the story. The story of Duskmourn suffered because we were unable to fully tell it. We cannot tell a beginning and an ending as effectively in one set as we can in 2, where here is the beginning, and we enter Duskmourn as only the first part of the horror of the invasion is, and the world being consumed, and all of that stuff is happening, and we see the world before, and then we return to Duskmourn afterwards, and are able to depict people before and after, survivors versus, the initial plane and what it looked like prior. And so in this case, the story suffered, and this is where you got things where Wizards was saying, wait, all of the things like that cheerleader card I complained about, and the reason we got it! Oh, snap! Show me $30 Bloom Tender in foil. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Not going in my Scholar of the Seas deck, but it is going over here to the side. I've got other decks. I have more than one commander deck. All right, and so that's a case where the story really warranted it. And again, so people didn't understand all of why. Some people didn't understand. A lot of people did understand why I was so against things like that cheerleader card. And it's like, because it doesn't work. This idea that the plane is almost dead. It's been invaded for, a very long time, and people are just barely surviving. And then here is a cheerleader in a perfectly pressed cheerleader outfit with no marks on them, just doing kick flips, and practices, canceled or whatever. And it's just like, whoa, no. But it was supposed to be depicting a moment, apparently, and this is unclear in the set. Oh my God! In the same pack, is it foil? It is. It's not the best foiling because it doesn't really. It's really, actually, no, the light now that it is the best foil. It's really beautiful. Oh my God. $48, right? I didn't even show you. There's this one. What's that one worth? All right, who cares? All right. Oh my God. What a pack. Collation error in your favor. Yeah, the light at a second, it must be the studio lighting. It looked a little matted, but now that I go like that, it's really popping. They did the thing where they actually traced it out for which parts are foil is why. Gorgeous. Just gorgeous. Ooh, going over there. So I do think that we should return to that. I don't think that we should have it locked in to, as soon as Wizards starts making promises about there will never be another 3 set block, there will always be 3 set blocks. It's a bad idea, but it's been a long time. I think Ravnica allegiance into War of the Spark was it done right too, because War of the Spark was a phenomenal closer to that trilogy, but it in a way was a standalone set. But in the narrative, it was a part of a 3-story block. And it was just brilliantly done. And I think it was the last real, did we do, I guess it was, the closest comparison is Phyrexia All Will Be One into March of the Machine. But I don't think it had the same resonance. I liked Phyrexia All Will Be One a lot better than the actual invasion. The invasion was too quick. Again, a perfect example. We have one set in which we are invading planes, losing Elish Norn. You tell that story over a block. And they kind of did with Phyrexia All Will Be One, but that should have been, we needed more is what I'm saying. And Magic's story just gets lost in this, we gotta visit all these planes. The other issue with this, someone said, where are we going? Which plane are we returning to next? I got some news for you, ladies and gentlemen and everyone in betwixt. There ain't no many planes left to return to's. Correct English major sentence, speak I. Isn't that cool, though, about English, how I can say that and you did understand what I said, whereas many other languages, you would not be able to achieve that? It is a very interesting thing about the English language. So, when you do 7 sets a year, like we are doing this year, and every one of them is a different plane, though I guess many of them are the plane of New York, you end up with not that much past to go back to. Alara is left. But what else? Where else haven't we been? What are you going to go back to? Olkarotha? Mercadia? When you spend more time in a plane, it's special to go back to Kamigawa and Lorwyn after a long time. But like after Alara, it's like, well, let's go back to Ixalan. Oh, wait. Amonkhet. Well, we were in Amonkhet with Aetherdrift. Not properly, not the way I would like to return to Amonkhet. Not the way I think many people would like to return to Amonkhet, so that's still there. But even so, like, we need to be able to breathe in order to actually return to, I guess that'll go in my commander deck too. I'll upgrade with that since it's foil. And so that's another issue with it. I want to move off of this and onto some other things. And so, like, my criticisms of, that's going in there too. Nah, spell snaring commander. That's not my counter spell. Nah. That's going in my modern deck. Or my standard deck. Is that we weren't able to have the, tree folk. I talked about that. Ooh, foil Temple Garden. All right, is this going to hold? This isn't the two-sided one, though, see? So, I don't know, is that $10? Very pretty. And again, without getting into the problems then with the universes beyond, which I'm not talking about, Magic is still a great game. A game I like. Oh, wow. Look at that next one. A game that I like a lot and play a lot. We just got to play Commander, if you missed it, with Mark Rosewater. Mark Rosewater plays Commander with the Professor? Is this what finally kills Magic the Gathering? By the way, that was a fan episode. I'll talk about it more in the outro, maybe. That was a fan episode, but if you did not support the Kickstarter, which is how you send in your auditions for the fan episodes, we're still doing several more. If you already sent in your audition, we might select you for an episode of Shuffle Up and Play for a future one. You don't have to resubmit. And if you would like to send in an audition to Shuffle Up and Play with us and fans, we have a ticket on the Patreon that's the same price as the Kickstarter one to allow people who missed the Kickstarters to still be able to submit a fan audition. So all you have to do is go to patreon.com/Tolarian Community College if you want to come shuffle up and play with me and one of the, a member of the community. It's not going to be Mark Rosewater again, but in our last fan episode it was Voxy. Who knows? Think about the recurring guests on Shuffle Up, and that's the way we do it, is we're pulling 2 people. We had set the system up this year so that there's no firm date, but I think that we're gonna need to go back to the firm date because it's confusing people. But I really wanna stress, our idea is that nobody gets disqualified if we don't pick them, because we're doing several more episodes this year. There's gonna be several more fan episodes. They're kinda the most fun I've been having. And so, like, please know that we don't want people to feel like they missed a deadline, but we also are noticing that people kind of need a target date. So what we're going to maybe do is pick for those several episodes the next target date that we're drawing people by. Either way, if you would like to come, shuffle up and play with me and member of the community. Oh, wistfulness, this is a big one. It's got to be $20, right? Boom. Beautiful art. Gorgeous. If you supported the Slippery Bogle, oh, it's going in my Pauper deck, even though it's mythic. What a way to tilt my Pauper opponent, is playing with a mythic. It's a common, it's Pauper legal. See our Pauper episode of Shuffle Up and Play with Andrea Mengucci and Gavin Verhey and Paige the Maverick Girl. But I really didn't want this idea of like somebody being like, oh, I supported the Kickstarter, I applied to come Shuffle Up and Play with the Prof. I didn't get picked, the end. You're still in the pool, is what I'm trying to stress. So if you've sent in the audition and you weren't picked, I guarantee you we are still considering those auditions even as new ones come in, and we're considering them equally. We really are. If you missed that Patreon, it's got instructions there. If you supported the Kickstarter and you're like, wait, I didn't hear about the open auditions, it's our most recent update. You literally just go to updates on the Kickstarter page. The instructions are the same for that. And the way it works is we will, fly you out. It'll probably be Commander. We've talked about doing a non-Commander with fans episode. I'm curious your thoughts. You can let me know in the comments below. But Commander is great because it lets us have another person in addition to myself, such as Voxy or Mark Rosewater, who are on our first 2 episodes, and then bring 2 fans on. And so if we do several, that's like we can get 6 people out, that sort of thing. We'll fly you out. We'll take care of that, hotel, all of that stuff. We're gonna, hang out, feed you, all that good stuff. I'm gonna play some Commander and have some fun, and it'll be with another member of the community that's been on other Shuffle Ups and is maybe a kind of, someone the fans like. And it depends on who's available. And so we do those. But you can check out that episode with Mark Rosewater or Voxy. And see how they go. And if you're interested in sending in an audition, send it in to us, and maybe we'll get to Shuffle Up and Play together. And you can do that over at the Patreon. We've got that there. Or keep your eyes open for the next Kickstarter, where we offer things like our limited edition tokens and things like that. And that's how we fund every year of the show, because it definitely, again, if you think about the cost of flying out someone to Shuffle Up and Play from anywhere in the world and putting them up in the hotel, whether it's a fan episode or not, now times that by 3 guests. It's a lot. It adds up. And so we appreciate the Kickstarter support. We appreciate the Patreon support. It is what helps us keep going and growing strong. I don't want to turn this into an ad, but I want to more express that gratitude, because we couldn't do it. There's no universe where we could do, like, even if we had ads on Shuffle Up, which we don't. I mean, we have the YouTube ads, right? But we don't, like, pause for a commercial break, like, to talk about, I guess, Micro Center. We don't do that in Shuffle Up and Play. But even if we did, there's no universe where we could generate that income without the wonderful support you give us for the yearly Kickstarter, for the Patreon. And so I am so grateful for that. Then we get to bring it to everyone completely free. And so thank you for that. All right, getting back to Lorwyn and such, and sticking to now the positives, because I would have liked to see a better representation of some of the creature tribes and things like that. Champions of the Shoal. There used to be a deck in Modern where, I guess if at 4 it's a little too expensive for Modern Merfolk. If this had been like maybe just 2 and 1. But I love like tap matters with Merfolk. And I'm really glad that was a big part of this, with both the Exalted and then cards like Champions of the Shoal. Nice throwback to an older Merfolk card as well, but not worth $2. Maybe 2. Lamentation. Is this one? This is 15 in non-foil. There's Ashling's Command. Love that art. I love all the art. Bristlebane Bearer. Gorgeous little Kithkin. And Lava Leaper. A little goofy little elemental. And all creatures have haste. Let's say that's 325. Boom. So next set is Strixhaven. So we're going to continue from Lorwyn to Strixhaven, and we're going to get to see outside of the college campus of Strixhaven. It'll be really interesting. I had thought that if we returned to Strixhaven, it might be like a different college that has the other 5 color combinations, and it's like maybe the evil college. I wish they had not. There was a lot of criticism the first time about the way of the Silver Quill college was depicted as like kind of, bullies, and that it was a little over the top, and people who identified with some of the parts of Silver Quill and were like, but I don't want to be a jerk to, like bullying people and stuff. This sucks. I want to see myself in the guild. There was that, but I still like the idea of like kind of the mirror Strixhaven and the other 5 color combos being in it. But the word is, and again, we don't have any real definitive thing on this, Morning Tide's Light. There it is. Show me $18.95 for that in foil, right? We don't really have much information to go on, but I do think that seeing outside of the college has been pretty much confirmed. And so what's the world of, oh my God, Arcanos? Arcanos? Is it a bad sign that I don't know? It's like arcane is in there. Like, show it right here, editor. What is the name of the Strixhaven plane? Arcanos. Not a good sign, especially if you're going to name the set. Or it's going to be like Return to Strixhaven, right? Secrets of Strixhaven. I love the idea that the first time you go back to a plane, it's just always Return to. It should just be Return to Lorwyn, Return to Strixhaven. That would probably get old, right? All right, last pack. Where are we at? Did we get our 400? I don't think so. I think that we're probably at 300 is what I'm guessing. We're at 300. And I don't think this pack's going to get 50. Oh, we got the... I'm going to say 325 we're at. 325. But I don't think that we're going to... Maybe we can get there. I forgot we got the double Bloom Tender pack. How do you forget that? I'm still thinking about the SIG's command. Where are your priorities, Professor? Either way, even with just one set, and this has nothing to do with the set I said I wouldn't mention, because even if the next set was Strixhaven without this placeholder in between, I would say the same thing. I wish there was more time before the next set so that we could just talk Lorwyn, so that there was strategy videos about drafting Lorwyn, watching how standard develops around Lorwyn. Interesting decks just came out of this RC last weekend. Like, I want to savor the flavor. I want to just go down and draft this without spoilers all over or in my pre-release kit. And there we go. And there's our little seed dropped. So they're doing a little bit of the thematic connection, because this is not a Lorwyn native. This is a student of Strixhaven who has come through the Omen Paths. Not sure how I feel about that. But it's going to connect to, this is what leads us into the secrets of Strixhaven. All right. And there's our rain-slicked copse. Bree of Clan Stoutarm. Will I build a whole new deck around her? I can't give up my Brian Stoutarm deck, but there is a place for her in there, especially giving lifelink and flying to creatures pre-fling to give them more evasion, and that lifelink swinging in. So I might be able to work her into my other favorite deck. And there we go. I don't think we got to 400. I'm guessing that because there's the Disruptor of Currents, the Merfolk Wizard. None of these Merfolk are above $2, right? And then Spry and Mighty, this beautiful $4 card. Beautiful. But I think the total value that we hit will be guessed by me after we answer one question. Many Magic the Gathering players ask, will there be a turtle in my pre-release pack? If there is a turtle in here, I will tell you something I have never told anyone in a video about Magic the Gathering. And if there is not, then we keep the secret. So is there a turtle in my pre-release kit? Let's find out. I'm not opening all the packs. I just want to see. Oh, it's Morning Tide's Light. You'll never know what I was going to say. It's Morning Tide's Light. You'll never know what I was going to say. There is not a turtle in my pre-release kit. but I'm gonna have fun playing with this with friends. I have one more available. My guess is we hit 325, 350. I'm gonna say 325. Show me 325. So no, we did not get to $400. I guess I should have shopped at Micro Center. Yesterday was our newest fan episode where the fans we invited got to play with none other than Mark Rosewater. You can check that out if you haven't already, but we're filming more fan episodes, and yeah, you can still audition. Everyone who supported our Season 4 Kickstarter is still eligible for the next fan episode. We have our update page with posted instructions on the Kickstarter under Updates. And if you did not support the Kickstarter, you can support via our Patreon. We're also, for the month of January and February, if you do want to support us all the way up at the signed card level, you'll get a signed soul ring signed by me, the professor, to annoy your friends with turn one plays for days of entertainment. But even if you don't want to support at the signed card level on Patreon or get your name in the credits, we've got the audition level, which you can support at and then send in an audition for our next fan episode. So those are the two ways to get on a fan episode of Shuffle Up and Play, via the Kickstarter support or via Patreon. When do you need to get the auditions in by? Well, originally we wanted to just have an open pool for auditions, but as I said during the opening, people seem to want to know dates associated with each episode, so in order to be considered for the next fan episode of Shuffle Up, we're doing many more, but for the very next one, you have to get your audition in to us by March 1st. To be clear, if you already sent in an audition for Season 4, you do not, I repeat, you do not need to send in a new one. One audition is good for the whole season of fan episodes. I promise you, you are still in the pool, still being considered, and if you send in an audition before March 1st and do not get picked for the next fan episode, you're still in the pool for the next episode. We're doing a bunch of these. I love doing the fan episodes. And again, if you want to see the most recent fan episode where fans got to play with Mark Rosewater, I've got that linked here, and prior to that, our fans got to come and play with Voxy, and by sending in an audition, you might just get a chance to come Shuffle Up and Play with me and a prominent member of the Magic the Gathering community, or a Shuffle Up and Play fan favorite, or just, Voxy, whatever, whoever's around, by supporting the yearly Kickstarter or by supporting via our Patreon. And truly, this is how we get to put on the show, so I thank you very much and look forward to maybe seeing and playing with you soon.
Next time on Shuffle Up and Play.
What's up? It's Shuffle Up and Play with fans. We are playing with fan decks. Also, we're playing with a very special guest.
I'm Mark Rosewater. I'm the head designer for Magic the Gathering.
30 years, and you have not killed it yet.
I keep trying every year.
I know you do.
This goal of destroying Magic, Mark, you're not delivering, so.
And the angel's gonna hit. Down to 6.
Down to 6.
Hey! Blood for the blood god.
Uh-oh. So the cynical loner is coming at Mark.
I will take 3 cynicism.
So we're doing a fair, logical attack here. Would you agree, Mr. Rosewater? This is logic. This is gameplay.
It's actually politics.
How is that politics?